Recording in progress.
I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z. I can cast a spell, secrets you can't tell. Mix a special brew with fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, instantly I will appear. Come, I'm very woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. I can sense your needs like rain onto the seas. I can make a rhyme of confusion in your mind. And when it comes down to some good old-fashioned love, that's what I got. Baby, I got every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally.
Okay, testing, testing. It seems like everything is working, right? Yeah, thumbs up. Good, super. So without waiting, we're going to dive in. Every single time I offer a masterclass or reading a ceremony or ritual, it always feels special and unique and authentic, and the feeling is always different at the very beginning of the offer. Today I feel all of the feelings in my belly, the butterflies in my heart, in my throat, even my hands are a little bit shaky. And every time I feel those feelings, and the more intense feelings I feel in my body, it means that my body is really preparing me for something huge. If I feel very little sensations, it means it's gonna be grounded, smooth, beautiful, but it's not gonna be like. And today I do feel the feeling. So it's going to be, I feel, a very, very special one. So it's a big, big honor to sit with you today in the circle for the day 2 of the Embodied Femme Masterclass. Thank you for everybody who came here live, who joined this live circle, and thank you for those of you who's going to catch up on the recording. May you feel deeply, deeply welcomed here. Okay, we don't have much time and there's lots of information that wants to be shared, so let's dive in. Today, okay, before we dive in, one piece of information that can really help you to receive today's wisdom in as huge way as possible. Imagine that this masterclass that's happening now, it's not a masterclass, it's one-on-one call. So imagine that you're sitting with me one-on-one in your living room, in the cafe, wherever you are, and I'm speaking only to you. Imagine that you book the call, you pay the money, and I am delivering now to you. So if you would be with me now on one-on-one call, have a little think. Would you be doing the laundry, folding the clothes, or washing the plates? Would you be eating? Would you be with camera on or off? Like really take it as a one-on-one call. Would you be taking notes or not? Like we all listening different, right? So really try to play with these energetics because in this way you will see the value that's going to be shared in a different way. Yeah, very often when there is a free offer, we tend to think that there is not much value there. In my world, whenever I offer a free thing, it's exactly same value as it would be a paid offer, as it would be a paid one-on-one call. And I know that in this masterclass already, my one-on-one clients hanging out, and later they will catch up on the recordings. It's not that it's free thing, that's why they're not coming. No. It's exactly the same value. So today's topic is pleasure. And what this masterclass is designed for you to start seeing pleasure as an extension of the feminine. To start seeing pleasure as a way, as a tool to embody a deeper layers of the feminine. At the very beginning of my spiritual journey, my pleasure, my connection to sensuality, my connection to moment pleasure, because this masterclass is not about the sexual pleasure, it's about moment pleasure. At the beginning of my journey, it was completely shut down. As most of you here in the space, I came from the yogic world. I used to teach stand-up paddle yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Vinyasa yoga in Morocco in the surf camps, teaching all those handsome guys, the juicy stretches. I loved it. It served me big time. It was really big part of my journey, but the issue that I faced is my disconnection to my feminine body, because yoga, it's a very linear movement there. Yes, vinyasa can be a bit more flowy, but there's still a very disciplined, structurized movements happening. And I taught a very hardcore yoga for all of those strong surfers, you know. So it wasn't really a very flowy, watery, intuitive kind of movement happening in these classes. And also when I was studying all of the yamas and niyamas and the yogic texts, there was really not much shared about the senses, about connection with the yoni, pleasure, sexuality. No, in the yogic community, we're really trying to suppress these emotions so we can rise higher up to the higher chakras. And the same happening in meditation world, right? We're really going up. So of course, the natural consequences that I was really disconnected from day to day, moment to moment pleasure. And I was waiting for a goal, for a holiday, like I shared yesterday, for a nice shopping experience, once in a while, nice restaurant, because then I would feel this pleasure. But day-to-day pleasure, no. So here I really want you to introduce you more to this daily pleasure, because this is going to really unlock the feminine within you. Just gonna grab my notes. I have a few things that I want to share. Um, so one of the first things that I started to sit with in this feminine embodiment journey when I went to womb yoga teacher training, which opened me the Pandora box to this feminine mysteries. The first statement I sat with, and it really, really changed lots of things in my mind and my body, was the statement. And I want you to really feel the statement. What if the purpose of life, the purpose of your life, was to feel pleasure? What if this is the only purpose in life? And imagine you already counting the last minutes of your life and you facing the God, the goddess, the universe, someone bigger than you. And you ask him or her, what was the point of my life? What was my dharma? And he, she, they say it was pleasure. So what would be your feeling then? I'm not saying that this is going to happen, no way, but what if that was the entire point of human experience? To feel pleasure. Back in the day, this statement really bring very uncomfortable feelings because my life was not about, it was about everybody else, but not about myself. It was all about massaging other people, teaching them juicy things, applying all those oils in Shavasana, but it wasn't about, I was barely doing these things for myself. I used to cook beautiful meals for my beloved, but then it's about me, something fast and quick, and I just need to fill my belly, you know. When I organized women retreats, yoga retreats, I would create really big fuss and book all of those massages and flower arrangements, all of the things to really make them feel like goddesses. But when it was about me, no, just waste of money, you know. Let's focus on important things, studies, etc. So when we sit with a statement, I'm sure that some realizations coming up, and you're very welcome to use the chat in case you feel that something wants to be shared about the pleasure. Maybe you feel that, oh yeah, that really resonate. It's really selfish or waste of time, or it's something that I'm not mastered yet. I'm just uncovering. It's uncomfortable. It's very fresh and new. Feel free to share all of those things. I would love to see your realizations. All right, we're moving forward. We see in a man's world when we live in this, oh, this little one wants to say hello. Yeah, you can say hello. She gives me lots of pleasure. Okay, so when we live in a man's world or in a masculine energy, it's all about achievements, accomplishments, goals, the end result, yeah, the end product. When we live from the feminine energy, as we talked yesterday, it's about the process, it's about the journey. So it's not about at the end of the day eating this food and having a result. I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat the food. No, it's about preparing the food. How are you gonna prepare the food? With how much presence? Are you gonna play the music? Maybe you're gonna have a glass of wine when you're preparing the food. Maybe you're gonna wiggle your booty a little bit while you're cooking. Yeah. Or about, let's say, business, right? It's really not about the retreat as an end product. It's about your preparation for retreat. Are you really enjoying putting this PDF thing? Are you really enjoying, and this brings you pleasure to do this marketing campaign and show up to lives and create posts, you know? So how much pleasure you can bring to the journey, not to the end product. Yeah. So yeah, in feminine world, all matters is the journey. It's not about being clean and the end of the shower experience. It's about really bringing as much pleasure to the showering. It's not about just washing the dirt or sweat. It's about really connecting with the senses during the showering experience and really living this moment fully. Talking about the shower, um, I want to read you one quote from one of my biggest mentors in life, Osho. He is the master of Tantra. And what he says, when taking a shower, feel it all over the body. Every drop of water touching you. Feel the touch, the coldness, the warmth. Try this the whole day whenever you have the chance. And everywhere there is a chance, everywhere. When just breathing, feel the breath, its movement within and it's going out. Just feel it. Just feel your own body. You have not felt it fully yet. We are so afraid of our own bodies. No one touches his own body in a loving way. Have you ever given any love to your body today? The whole civilization is afraid of anyone touching himself because from childhood, touching has been denied. It appears to be masturbatory to touch oneself in a loving way. But if you cannot touch yourself in a loving way, your body will go dull and dead. It has gone so. Touch your eyes with your palms. Feel the touch, and your eyes will feel fresh and alive immediately. Feel your body all over. Feel your lover's body. You will become more sensitive. Touch your own body with the same reverence you would offer to a supreme deity. So this is how we becoming more how we ending up living this pleasure driven life by increasing our sensitivity. And how we can increase sensitivity by connecting to the senses in every single moment, by reducing the noise of the world, wherever noise it is, social media, the noise of multitasking, TV, like really reducing the voice and start hearing your own sounds, your own breath, your own feelings. So we need to become sensitive once again, as we were when we were a child, in order to start feeling this full tantric pleasure in our body. When we will start fill everyday moment with pleasure, wherever you do, shower, you applying face cream on your face, you drinking your coffee with presence and consciousness, you pleasuring yourself, wherever you do with so much consciousness, this is when your life will start to feel abundant. But you will start vibrating with the frequency of abundance. When from inside you will start vibrating with the frequency of abundance, what it's gonna attract? The like attracts like. The more you're gonna be filled with this frequency, the more same frequency you're gonna attract. The same frequency partner, the same frequency beloved, with the same frequency clients, the same frequency amount of money. You're gonna vibrate not in the frequency of lack. I don't have enough money to book massage, but I'm gonna do massage for myself. So there is frequency of lack and frequency of abundance. Yeah, maybe I don't have enough wealth at the moment to dine in Michelin star restaurants, but what if I'm gonna cook something very close to Michelin star meal in my capacity, yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy this meal with the same presence as if I would be dining in Michelin star restaurant, and I will wear the same clothes and makeup, and I will listen to music as if I would be there. And this is when you will start vibrating with the frequency of abundance. The more the simple moment-to-moment pleasures you're gonna bring into your life, the more abundance you're gonna magnetize. Simple mathematics. We women, we are sensual beings, big time. We are much more sensual than men, much more sensitive emotionally, much more sensitive physically, especially when we bleed or we are pregnant. Wow, we are so sensitive. We also got one part of the body which is called clitoris, which don't have any reproductive purpose. The only purpose for clitoris is what? Pleasure. This is it. Unfortunately, in some countries in Africa, I don't want now to lie, I think it's Somalia, but I don't want to lie, what they do with clitoris in the tribes. They cut it off because they don't want women to be abundant and joyful and all these feelings there, you know. They know very clear what is the woman's place, and woman's place is to serve the man. So those lucky ones, I hope all of us who's here and listening this recording, we have access to this precious point in our body purely to receive pleasure. So don't lose this precious opportunity for yourself and for the sisters who don't have access to this vortex of abundance. Ah. Very often, when I talk with my clients about pleasure, something comes up. Very often, guilt comes up, or this feeling that I am not worthy of pleasure. I'm not there yet. When I'm going to have that much money, I will give myself pleasure. Now we need to focus on the other things. Or my mother couldn't feel that, the pleasure in her life, and who I am to feel it, who I am to receive all this. I have 3 kids. The life is about them, it's not about me. So the guilt is a very, very big piece that we have to unravel. This is the reason why we don't want to jump straight into some crazy tantric teachings. We need to do this step-by-step kind of process, so we're not shocking our nervous system and we're not jumping back like 10 steps back. The same like with weight loss, 1 step forward and then 10 steps back if you're not doing it in a proper way. So step by step, what could be the steps is the connection with the senses once again, cutting down on the noise and increasing your sensitivity, and learning the art of being present. So even now, are you really present here, or you on your phone? Maybe you also scrolling, doing something on your computer. Are you really present? For me to be present was like the challenge of my life, to be present. But how nourishing the presence is when you do one thing at a time. It's so rewarding. So rewarding. So try to be present here and now. Now I want to do a little exercise with you, something that I really like to do with my clients. I'm going to read you a few statements, and I want you not to listen to the statements, but try to feel into them. Because pleasure is really about feeling. It's not about analyzing, it's about feeling. So you can close your eyes if you wish, or just simply receive the statements. Snuggled up after the next level lovemaking, feeling so safe and relaxed in my man's hug. He says, I think we just made a baby. I say, yes, we did. There is no big story, there's no storytelling. It's just feelings that happen in my life. Can you feel it? Another one from my childhood. I feel tired and cold after a long day at school. I came back home and I smell the sweet smell of freshly baked apple pie. My grandmother offers me a piece. I put it in my mouth. I never felt this highest form of love in my mouth ever before. My grandma. Miss her so much. Another one. I feel somewhere between cosmos and earth. The doctor says, in a few moments you're gonna meet your child. Are you ready? Insane pleasure overtake my body that time. Insane waves of pleasure. Another one. He held me in his arms, and all I can feel, I am home now. The last one. He was driving the scooter, wind in my hair, smell of Mediterranean summer all around my body. Light mist filled the air. An open road going nowhere. I thought, this is life. So I love storytelling. I love all the details in storytelling, but this is something else. This is something that we long so much to hear in the sharing circles. Not the blah, 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 blah story, but the feeling, the emotion, the sensation that you felt, because this makes us feel something. And when someone makes us feel something, the crazy connection happens. So, what I want to do now, I want to feel you. I want to feel your feelings. Can you remember these big, big, the most delicious moments that happen in your life that you felt so much pleasure? Not necessarily sexual pleasure, pleasure eating that meal, pleasure swimming naked in the sea, pleasure of giving birth to your baby, pleasure of seeing his little hands wrapping your hand, pleasure of some Kundalini experience, the awakening that you felt in the festival. Can you remember this one, at least one moment that was like, wow? If you can remember the moment, I want you to raise your hand and I want you to share about this moment. It can be longer than I shared, but the idea here is to focus on I've been there and I felt that, and I felt that, and I felt that. Okay, so I'm watching now, seeing the gallery view. I want you to raise your hand. Who would like to try? You don't have to be perfect, my loves. Try. Yeah, I see Kasha would like to try. Go, my love. Just gonna pin you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Uh, okay, okay, I wasn't sure. All right, I have a few stories. I'm just going to pick one. Um, I think it was actually the most recent one for me, and it's connected with the birth of my daughter. The whole birth was quite like the whole process was quite challenging for me, and I've been induced, so the labor lasted for 3 days, and it was very painful and very uncomfortable for me. But during the moment of the birth itself, and when it was happening, it was I've got this very strong strength and started yelling. It was the type of yell that I've never experienced in my life, and it was so powerful, so strong that the whole medical team just came to the room and was gazing on me in amazement, like what's happening. And in that moment, on that one long exhalation that lasted like 1 minute, I birthed my daughter, and she was there. And that was the most magical moment for me ever.
Mm.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, beautiful. I did you felt it? I felt Kasha's power. At that moment, I wasn't on the bed. I gave the big scream and I pushed my daughter into existence. Full body chills. I hope you all feel the power of this woman and the power of the moment. Thank you, Kasha, for sharing. We're gonna open space for another sister to try to share her big, delicious moment with as much feeling in it as possible. And later I will explain you why we're doing that. Thank you, Kasia. Who would like to try? Manuela, go, my love.
So I also have several stories, and I pick one which repeated a couple of days ago after many years. So when my daughter was about 2 or 3 years old, um, I used to be very tired in the afternoon, and she was a child who could always play by herself, so I could lay down on the sofa and relax a little bit. And sometimes I just fell asleep. And when she would notice that I fell asleep, she would climb onto me and lay down on my belly, wrap her hands around me, and we slept both like that for about half an hour, an hour. And I loved that because it was so much tenderness, so much love, and real pleasure. And she's 17 now. She turns 18. And a couple of evenings ago, I was sitting on the sofa, relaxing and reading a little bit. And she came to me and she said, Mommy, can we do it as we did when I was small? And she's bigger than me now. So that was a challenge. But we just laid down on the sofa and it was so much love. And I really loved that. So, yes.
Ah, beautiful. My entire body is smiling. I really felt the pleasure. So it's again, it's a bit became a storytelling, but it's beautiful and we love these stories. But if you would, you can also share it in a way. Just go to the feeling. I was so exhausted. I was so tired, laying on bed. My daughter came, he jumped on me, and with her body, she hugged me. That I felt so much love and presence that they never felt before. And now I can recreate that feeling again when she is 17. So how old is she? Yeah, you see? So even if we go to the very core, the very feeling, it can be even shorter. Yeah. Storytelling is beautiful, but just a few words. I laid, my daughter put her body on me. I felt so much love. That's it. The beautiful words helps us to understand, to feel you better, for all of us. But sometimes even 3 words from the story already can make us feel and already make us maybe even have a tear in the eye. Sometimes even 1 word. How powerful is the feeling? Okay, thank you so much, Manuela. Such a beautiful story. I would like to give another shot because I like this exercise so much. If someone else would like to give a try, please raise your hand. Okay, magic of 3. Let's get one more shot. Okay, I see Jess and then Sarah. Super. Jess?
Hi. So for me, I love to dance, and there was a day last year when I had the whole day to myself, and I went to the park to lay in the sun, and I was listening to my music, and I felt in my body that I wanted to move, I wanted to get up and dance, but I was really afraid to do it in the park where there was lots of people walking by, and just felt this like tension in my body, like I can't do this. And then I just turned my music up a little bit louder, closed my eyes, and I just stood up and started to dance. And I kept my eyes closed for a little while. And then I just felt this sense of freedom and pleasure. It was almost like a childlike feeling. And then I opened my eyes and I could see people looking at me as they walked by. Some were smiling, some were actually kind of avoiding looking at me. And I just had this sense of like, it doesn't matter because I feel amazing right now. And I haven't done it since, but I will because it was just pure pleasure.
I'll hold to that. I felt the pleasure, 1000%. I was in the park. There was lots of people around me. I closed my eyes and started to dance. I never felt that much freedom in my life before. Thank you, Jess. Beautiful story. Sarah, come in, join the party.
Okay, so I'm trying to do it short, not storytelling. So I arrived in this very basic jungle house in Bali for the first time in this life. And I felt the humidity on my skin. I heard the sound of the geckos, the bats. I felt the vibes of the jungle. I saw the fish swimming in front of me in this little river. And I was there with my daughter, making this big step of finally following my path of my soul. And I just felt so alive, so fucking alive, and so proud of myself.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Ah, thank you, Sarah. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's the point. Ah, oh, okay. With this pins, I'm a little bit struggling. Huh? Okay. Okay, who else would like to give a try? Yasmin, go for it. Yeah, go, my love. Okay, sweet and short.
So he stood in front of me finally after all these months and opened his arms, and I melted into his embrace. And it felt like the whole of him, his whole being was poured into me. And I cried with the enormity of his heart and how much he could give me.
Mm. Mm. Sounds like poetry here. Beautiful. I felt it in my heart. I felt it in my belly. I felt your pleasure and the vastness of the moment. Thank you, Yasmin. Mm. Erotic poetry. Good. Right place for this. Love it. Okay, the last chance. If there is anyone who would like to go, this is your chance. If you think that you would like to try. Okay, Marina, super. This is the last chance. And then other girls, please share in the Facebook group. I would love to hear your pleasurable moments. Go, Marina.
Sitting in a plane, watching the sky, the clouds, feeling so free, listening to good music, and just dancing inside of me for the freedom I have to travel, to be above the clouds, and just be.
Beautiful. Maybe we can even call in the gratitude. I'm sure you'll find gratitude there, the most powerful emotion, the freedom. Wow. Such a lucky girl. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, my loves, for sharing your pleasurable, delicious moments. And you see, when we start digging, we're gonna find so many moments that were so delicious, so yummy, so pleasurable in so many different ways. Giving birth can be painful, but also pleasurable. Love making can also be the highest form of prayer, meditation, trance, yeah? The dance, as we said, the melting into the beloved's arms, the feeling of freedom when you dance, when you fly. And you see, when we're thinking about pleasure as such, as one of the most powerful feminine superpowers and ways to activate the feminine energy in our body, in order to cultivate more pleasure and more abundance, sometimes we tend to think that we need to do something to bring the pleasure in our body. We need to do yoga, we need to dance, we need to go on holiday, wherever we need to do something. Okay, doing is a feminine energy, yeah, and it's okay. Like we need doing is the masculine energy. feeling, being is the feminine. So all of these practices, of course, they are very powerful and they're very needed. This is what I teach in the embodiment. But we need to not forget a very, very important thing, that in order to feel pleasure, you actually don't need to do anything with your body, or you need just to go back to the moments that you felt the pleasure and recreate the memory in your mind's eye, in your body, and relive that pleasurable moment. And it doesn't matter if maybe you don't know where this man is now after all 20 years, but you still remember this hot love making that was one of the most trippy experiences in your life. Relive that moment over and over again. I remember the birth of my child almost every day because it reminds me how fucking powerful I am. So the remembering of the pleasure and cultivating pleasure in this way in our body is exactly the same technology as, in meditation we have this technology called like a fake smile, inner smile or fake smile. So we're smiling without a reason, we're smiling, and our brain releases the same chemicals in our system as if we would be really, really smiling. Or laughing yoga, we're starting to laugh from the stupid things until the laugh becomes natural, and we're really putting ourselves in the very, very happy high state. So it's exactly the same as when we're reliving the pleasurable moment. We're filling our body with abundance, we increasing our energetic field in order to attract more abundance without spending a penny, without needing to set up the space in a perfect way, without needing to go to Bali, without needing to go to the park or to catch the flight or to give birth. Also, another piece here is sometimes only by listening other women talking about the pleasure can bring the pleasure in your body. So the invitation here again is, in the feminine path, we are picky what we're listening. The conversations we're having, complaints, yeah. The music we listen, the lyrics we listen, because unconsciously this lyrics puts us in a certain state. The movies we're watching. The more you work with this feminine stuff, the more sensitive you're gonna be for these things. This is a warning. Yeah. So we have to be picky. Boundaries. I don't like that. I like that. Okay, I'm just gonna come to the chat as I see that there are some messages there. Sarah says, I'm learning to feel pleasure in all my life, not only love making, yes, with my beloved, what is not happening at the moment for some reason. At the moment, many of us are taught in society to not feel pleasure at all. If pleasure, then only in sexual or maybe in spending money for things. Yes, but there's so much more pleasure to find in all of the actions, ray of sunshine on the skin, indeed. The society is built up on us buying the pleasurable experiences, Even sexuality is like super suppressed. We have to buy stuff in order to feel pleasure, And yeah, and we've trained that, self-care and pleasure is like all of these face treatments every weekend, Pilates matcha, whatever we are doing. But pleasure really can cost nothing for sure. Can love the size, they're so beautiful, so beautiful. Could really feel it, the emotions, the smells. Yeah. I will check this real Sarah for sure. Girls felt tears and eyes by listening, the shares, romantic, and beautiful. Okay, we're moving to the next step. So a few more things before little embodiment piece that I want to do with you. There is a big difference between conscious pleasure and like seeking pleasure and unconscious chasing for pleasure. Yeah, seeking pleasure is really about using this everyday moments, living the everyday moments with so much presence and really connecting with the senses. Yeah, and chasing the pleasure is really trying to go out of the body into the mind, or completely out of the body while we're doing the pleasurable stuff. So we definitely do not want to chase pleasure. Yeah, we don't want to be these hedonistic beings that unconsciously chasing pleasure. We want to bring consciousness to pleasure and want to seek pleasure. Okay, so in everyday life, how it would look like, you can take the cake. You are tired, you are exhausted. It was a hard day at work. You don't want to feel this feeling. You just want to feel good at the end of the day. So you take this piece of cake and you eat it like in 30 seconds while scrolling on the phone on Instagram, and then, oh shit, the cake is gone. I didn't even feel the flavor. I'm sure that every one of you been in this situation maybe at some point of your life. Then the conscious pleasure, a pleasurable experience in this moment would be buying this good cake that you really, really like and enjoying, like really enjoying every single layer, every single texture, smelling the cake, savoring the cake, like really, it's not a guilty pleasure. There's no guilt yet. Like you really, really giving yourself permission to enjoy this cake. Not necessarily as a reward, because you're worth it. You're worth of pleasure simply because of pleasure. A glass of wine, you can down the bottle while watching Netflix, or you can really buy this wine that you really, really research, that you really like, and you're really present with a glass of wine. You smell it, you feel in your palate, different corners of your palate. Maybe it's even half glass of the wine, but you're really drinking it with so much presence, with so much consciousness. And it can really become a very spiritual practice. I know that monks in monastery, they do drink alcohol sometimes, and they meditate with that. They drink a bit, have a sip, then feeling how it affects their meditation practice. They have another sip, they feel how it affects the practice. It's completely different form of meditation, form of wine drinking. So conscious and unconscious pleasure. Yeah, instead of going out of the body, we're coming in the body when we engaging in a pleasurable experience. Sex, same. You can have sex with your partner, but you can be in your mind and visualize another story, or you can be fully in your body. If you're making love with yourself, the same. You can visualize this hot man making love with you in Tulum on the beach beds under the full moon, or you can just be here, what I feel, what I need. And instead of going to the end result to finish the cake or to finish the glass or have an orgasm, you not seeking the end result, but you walking the feminine path, you enjoying the journey. How you can make this journey longer, how you can make this journey more deeply felt. Love making is not about orgasm, it's about the journey. Eating the cake is not about finishing the cake and having it in your tummy. It's about enjoying every single layer and texture of the cake. Let me know if this landing, the conscious and unconscious pleasure. If we're suppressing, talking about the sugar, if we're suppressing pleasure in our lives, if we don't give ourselves opportunity to feel pleasure, very often we tend to have a sugar addiction, like a real sugar addiction, like really missing sweetness in life. So we want this sweet drinks, we want these cakes, we want these sweeties, we want these croissants. Because, but what we really need was this, the core feeling is pleasure. Or with alcohol, for example, very often we are called for alcohol unconsciously because what we need is relaxation, a deep rest. So it's also always very important to figure out what is the core feeling that you crave beneath this pleasurable activity. So we bring consciousness to that. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do a little practice. If you're not having a flower close to you or a leaf, it's totally fine. It's going to be more like a demonstration practice, so you can recreate this moment when you have plenty of time and you're super relaxed and really in your own space. So for this practice, what we need is a flower. I love working with the rose, the flower with the highest frequency, but you can have a little leaf, you can have feather, you can have really any flower. So I'm just gonna demonstrate how I love to do this practice to increase my sensitivity, my connection to senses and present moment in order to bring this feeling of abundance in my body. If you want to go further, what else you can have is piece of chocolate or some juicy fruit, like I have strawberry, because it's the strawberry full moon today, and you need to have some essential body oil. You can use, of course, coconut oil or olive oil, but I would highly recommend to add some nice essential oils in it to have more smell, to activate the sense of smell. And the reason why I'm sharing this practice now with you is because it's very significant for me, this practice actually. At the very beginning of my tantric journey, my private teacher here in Ibiza invited me to Conscious Valentine's Day. So we went with Mike to this beautiful yurt. It's called the Crystal Garden here in Ibiza. Beautiful yurt, lots of couples, and only thing what we did for 3 hours was connecting with the senses. So we were in pairs, and I would move my hands covered with different smells, and I activate his nose, and then I will whisper things and sing for him to activate the sound of hearing, the hearing. I would touch his body to activate the touch, the sensation of touch. I would dance in front of him to activate the sight, the vision. So 3 hours, 90 minutes each, we would be treating and filling each other's body temples and activating the senses. It was the most simple practice ever, but how we felt after this Valentine's Day, after that event, the feeling we really carried in our bodies for the months and months and months. And this practice really helped us to bring presence into our lovemaking, into everyday life, and really while we connecting with one another to activate those senses, because body has a memory. Once you've done that, you can bring it back. But that all my love starts with us working with our own bodies, connected with our own senses, and then naturally, organically, you can bring this to your sex life, to your relationship, to your beloved, to your clients. I'm not saying that you need to massage them, but just the sharing this presence and the connection and this feeling of abundance. So in order to activate senses and increase our sensitivity, what we need to do first, you need to have a playlist that is very essential. You can choose on Spotify like tantric playlist or like breast massage playlist, something like that. So, or you create your own. You play really the music that you can hear, the music that is very pleasurable for you. I like sometimes to play like a temple music, Arabian music, or some Iranian, Persian music. It really connects me with this past lives. And we start with the rose. So if you have a rose in your hands, or maybe you have, I don't know, even like Palo Santo or sage or something that you can, something beautiful, or crystal, something that you can have in your hands, like take it. It's a demonstration, but it's good to feel. So you're just taking this object in your hands, and first you activate the vision. This is the sense that we use so much. So we activate the vision. I like to really look at the different layers of the petals, different ways how the petals folds and curves, the veins in the petals. And I explore the different layers of the rose, the trunk, the petals, the spikes. I notice different colors and shades. And then I feel like touching the rose and activating the sense of touch. So you can just play with your fingers, touch the rose or whatever object you have in your hands. Like really, really feel it with your hands. How it feels to feel this object touching your hands. Be always present, here and now, not in the mind, but in the body, in the feeling. And you can inhale if the subject got any aroma that you hold in your hand. I like to inhale just a little bit and see what the smell reminds me. And then I like to try to inhale a little bit deeper, and I see if the smell changes. What the smell reminds me. You don't have object with the smell. Smell your own skin. Maybe you can still feel the cream or any oil on your hand or just natural smell of your hand. And if you have object, you can run this object all over your face. If you don't have object, you can just rub your hands, activate your hands, and just run your fingers through your skin. So really, really try to touch your skin with so much pleasure and presence and devotion. I like to imagine that the hottest beloved touching my body. And if you touch with the hands, there is one trick. Instead of using hands this way, we're crossing our hands, so the touch becomes a little bit different, what you used to normally, yeah? It becomes really a bit unfamiliar, and this unfamiliar feeling can activate different sensations in our body. And here we're really playing with the maiden archetype. The maiden archetype is the one that is not this naive and primitive being, no. It's the one that is like, oh, wow. So when we're activating her, we're imagining that we're touching our face first time. We're discovering that we have the face, that we can feel with the skin on our face something, or the heart, or the breast. Wow. First time you discovered your breasts. And when I touch, I like to really tune into being the receiver. So tune into your face or your neck or your heart or your breast and really be the receiver. How it feels to receive the touch that comes with so much presence and so much devotion. There is no goal. There is no end. There is just the present moment, all that exists. How it feels to receive this depth of presence. And then I like to tune into giver, so I really feel my hands. I really feel how it feels to touch my body. Or if I do it with the rose, I like to tune, channel the rose, be the rose, and sense how it would feel to touch this face, this heart, the breast, the belly of this woman, if I am the flower. A flower that chose to worship this goddess, this temple. So this is the touch and smell, and then we can go forward. You can, for another song, if you have any food or tea or cacao by the sides. Again, this is just a demonstration, but you can really, if you have something with smell, you can inhale the smell once again. You can move the objects, the piece of cacao, chocolate or fruit all over your lips. You can lick it, you can suck it a little bit. Yeah. Maybe you have tea or water close by. Like really feel the flavor at the front corner of the palate because we feel so differently with the tip of the tongue and the back of the mouth. Yeah. The roof of the mouth. So really allow this the flavor of the tea, water, cacao, fruit, whatever you've got by the side, to be awakened in different corners of your mouth. And it's very normal that you're gonna come in your mind, oh, it's a bit boring, it takes a long time. Bring yourself back to the present moment, train yourself. This is the embodiment that we're talking about. Back to the body, out of the mind, into the body. And the final step, what I would do, I would apply oils and I would give myself a full body massage and I would play with different elements. So I would give myself the grounding earthy touch, so you can do it even now. You can really ground yourself, like give this very mothering earthy, grounding touch. Is so good for nervous system to receive this kind of touch when we a little bit all over, like, I've got you. I've got you. You good. We in this together. I hold your back. And then I like to play with more watery touch, like really flowing through the body like a water, yeah. Massaging belly is the water, yeah. Heart. With the heart, I like to do this movement. I start at the very center of the spiritual heart, and I start to create like a vortex, which expands and expands with each breath. This is actually a ritual with my beloved before we have the temple nights with him. We opening heart in this way. We sit in front of another, we drink cacao, and then in this way, we opening each other's hearts. So we're circling with each breath, slowly, slowly opening the heart. Then you can play with the airy touch, like really running through your body, like blessing yourself with the airy touch all over your body. Little love shower. And fire. Fire is very heaty, like heat stuff. Fast, rapid, activating kind of like, this is the fire touch. Nice for kidneys, so good for kidneys. Back, yeah. So the invitation here is simple. This practice helps you to understand better your connection with senses, your ability to be present. And I really, really invite you to do this practice when you have like good 30 minutes for yourself with nice playlist and you're really moving through the practices, okay? Now, why the senses are so important in our pleasure practice. Senses, it's a foundation of the pleasure practice. It's the very, very core of the pleasure. Also, sensuality. What is sensuality? It's how my mentor once said, sensuality is how we make sense to life through our senses. How we make sense to life through our senses. This is what sensuality is. So what I would like you to do with sensuality here is with the senses here, is to really master the art of your senses. So first, I want you to think, like really think here about your connection to the sense of sight. What you like to see. What brings you pleasure? Is it the sunrise? Is it a fire? Snow falling down? At home, what kind of colors you like? You like more beigey natural colors, or you like really activating ones like tiger prints and all of these like really turn on kind of stuff? When you see yourself with the makeup, what do you like? You like a big like eyes made more smoky eye, or you prefer red lipstick? Yeah. Jewelry, silver or gold, what is more pleasant for your eye? Dresses, you like the long silky ones or like the cozy sweaters and you want to be confident. This is what looks beautiful, like yeah, for the eye. So when you know what you like to see, what you like to witness, I'm really inviting you to bring as much of this in your life, in your environment, to your altar, to your decorations, desktop, wallpaper for your phone. Like invite yourself to see as much pleasurable stuff for your eyes that you can possibly see. Bring as much to your life as you possibly can. Sense of smell. Let's analyze sense of smell. Smelling. Do you like, what kind of perfume you like? You like more rosy and flowery or more sweet ones? Like I cannot stand sweet perfume, so well, no. But I really like frankincense and rose. I like frankincense and myrrh and sometimes leather, tobacco. I like the smell like grounding, also masculine smells. So this is the perfume I'm going for. This is the incense I'm going for. This is the body oils I'm going for. Vanilla, no, never in my life, So we bringing these kind of products to our spa time in the shower, to our bath time, It's not only that we having the bath. Yes, I can have the bath, or it's just the bath. or I can have the bath. When you're using the candles because you like them, or the incense because you like the smell of them, or the bath bomb because you love the smell of this bomb, and you really personalizing this bathing experience that is connected to you. Again, no cookie cutting thing here. There's no strategy that fits all. You need to find what activates you, your pleasure, your energetics. Yeah. So vision, smell, sight. What kind of sounds you like to hear? Do you like mantras? Do you like the nature sound? Do you like the birds whispering? Do you like what kind of conscious music you like? Do you like the ancient music or the modern music? Do you like the underground rap because it activates something in you? It definitely does with me. I love underground rap, the old school rap. I listen to this kind of music because it does something to me. It activates something in me. Don't listen wherever is on radio, because you're gonna be the part of the program. Then you're gonna be the part of the of what they want you to be. Be picky what you like to listen, what you like to see. Again, Instagram feed. What you like to see, what you don't. Delete what you don't like and follow. Okay. Food, what kind of flavor you like? Do you like crunchy? Do you like creamy texture? Do you like salty, sweet, chewy? What kind of flavor you like? And how you can bring as much of this flavor and texture in your mouth, in your diet, as much as possible. So you see all this when you're studying this, what brings you pleasure, you create the frequency around you for more pleasure, and this is magnetism. Okay, so really spend the time after this masterclass to really understand what is pleasure for you, okay, in the senses. Okay, we almost done with today. So there is few different ways to finalize the conversation, how you can really, really, really tap into your sensuality. So connection with the senses, yeah, cutting down the noise. So really being present with your own thoughts, with your own feelings, really activating the presence, activating the sensitivity also, yeah. By being connected with the senses, you're going for a walk, you are here. You're not on the podcast and this and that, like doing multiple things. No, like allow yourself maybe today to go for a walk or for a run and really smell the air. Listen the songs of the birds, witness the changing nature. Feel the wind, like feel those feelings. It's so simple, yet we're forgetting so much and we're complicating the feminine practices. The challenge, I'm going to give you a challenge here. Write it down. In order to take everything from this masterclass, the challenge here is to choose one practice per day that you do every day, brushing the teeth or drinking coffee in the morning or doing your embodiment practice or singing practice, whatever you do. One practice that you do every day, one thing, eating maybe, breakfast, for example. Bring as much presence and connection to senses to this one particular practice. So don't complicate and say, I'm going to be 24/7 now, super present. This one practice. If you drink a cup of coffee normally or cacao and you scroll your inbox, can you dedicate 10 minutes just going outside and being present to this cup of tea or coffee in the morning? Like this is your sensitivity, pleasure practice. This is how you deepen sensitivity and connection with the senses. One practice. I would love to know in the chat what practice it's going to be. Okay, let me know. Okay, let me know what practice you're gonna choose to bring more sensitivity. When it's written, it's a little bit bigger confirmation that I am in. When you're just keeping in your mind, it's less chances that's going to happen. Okay. The problem with that is with doing everything with consciousness and presence. I do that all my life with my daily life, and I am slow. I get nothing done. Yeah. So if we do everything so slowly and with so much presence, then we need to know when is the time for this practice. And of course, it can take unlimited time, but you need to schedule also the time for your badass. So as we're scheduling the time for the goddess and this feminine energetics to be activated, in the same way, in an empowered, mature feminine world, we're scheduling time for the badass, for the inner masculine to make the shit done. So you need to schedule hours when you really work and do the things. Then you will do things done. And the other tip here, it's actually very much connected to something I wanted to share. The entire goal of all this pleasure-based lifestyle is to master the art of bringing pleasure to very masculine activities that we must do. Doing taxes. You can do taxes from home, or you can go do it in a beach club. This is what I always do. I go to the sun, I get the sunbed, umbrella, and I do my taxes there with my green juice. I bring pleasure to that. I clean the floor. Yeah, cleaning the floor, doing the house chores is not so pleasurable activities. You can play the music you like the incense you like, dance while doing that. You're gonna do the stuff, you're gonna make the stuff done, but you're gonna bring pleasure to that. But you need to schedule, you need the systems, when and what you're gonna do. It ignited a fire. I am thinking about launching a 40 days full presence practice challenge and share it with my community because I feel this is everything indeed. This is so, so powerful, so simple and so powerful. Everybody wants magnetism, everybody wants abundance, but the work needs to be done. And I really, I believe in the quantum jumps. I believe in the massive transformation. This is what we do with my one-on-one clients that you are very, very welcome to join. Actually, this summer is the last time I work one-on-one. I'm going to do masterminds in autumn. So this is the last chance to work with me one-on-one. So quantum jumps is a massive thing in my world, but I never ever push away the power of 1 degree shift. And 1 degree shift is something I also teach my clients, is this one activity that we do every day, one practice that brings us pleasure, one practice that connects us with the queen archetype. I deserve it. I do that without the guilt, And by bringing these practices, one practice per day, 10 minutes per day, 30 minutes per day, how much you can afford, allow yourself to have, this is gonna change you significantly, not necessarily in 1 year, but also in the 40 days, you will be transformed. The energy around you will be different. The quick frequency around you will be different. And you're gonna attract different situations, different people, different offers, different people who want to pay different money for your services too. So it is huge, huge, huge. Thank you, Sarah. Do it. Jess, I've been practicing Abhanga, but usually in a rush before bed, going to set aside more time to do it with more presence and love. So if this is the ritual of your choice, that's it. This is the one. So with these rituals, with your ritual, or actually any other ritual, I guess, what would be the best, again, to combine feminine and masculine energetics? So the masculine prepares the stage, which means sets the time, sets the date, location, where the practice is going to take place. And then the feminine, so masculine sets the stage, so feminine can dance. Yeah, so when you are in the practice, then it's the time for the feminine energetics, but it has to be structure. When, for how long, what location. This is the masculine work to make sure it's done. Okay, drinking warm water in the morning while waiting until the water will heat and then drink it. Yeah. Beautiful. You can even go one step further. Water is not something that I work very closely with. What I like to do in the morning when I drink my water, I like to whisper intention for the day in my water. In my mother tongue language, 3 times I whisper my intention as if it's already happened. And then I drink the water. So the water is alive. It's so alive. It's such a conscious element. And then I drink my intention in the body. So it's already not somewhere here in the space or in my mind. It's in my body. So the alchemy started already. It's very beautiful. Take it if you resonate with that. And one more share. Thank you for reminding me to set a time for my goddess hour. I will definitely bring the senses practice we just did to my morning. Yes. Do it. And one more piece. I know that most of us here, we are either in coaching industry, we work with women, or we want to work with women. And I'm gonna share you the one secret that I work a lot with my one-on-one people. It's the client attraction, the effortless attraction of clients. And you know, in our industry, in this feminine wellness industry, you know what kind of attraction works the best nowadays? It's always been like this, is the embodiment. So the more you show that you do the embodiment practices, that you do this work, you are devoted to this path. You're not only teaching what you learned somewhere in the masterclass or in the book, you really show that you are committed and you're doing the work. And this type of marketing is the most attracting marketing ever. So if you lead in women's circles, go to other women's circles, see that you also held, that you need to be held, show that, you know. If you massage practitioner, show how you're giving yourself massage or you receive massage from others. Embodiment is such a strong frequency because it's frequency of truth, and truth cannot be faked. So choose the goddess hour, do the embodiment, make some pictures, yeah, track your embodiment journey. This will keep you going, and you will see also how your embodiment changes, and it's a big evolution happening. Okay. If, my darlings, you feel that, wow, this embodiment practice was really sweet, I really cannot wait to try properly, but is there anything else? Can I do more practices, maybe a bit deeper, a little bit more, that really, you know what, awake me and expand me and it stretch my heart, activate my womb. So if you feel called to these kind of practices, then Goddess Alchemy course is designed having you in mind. The Goddess Alchemy course is a living, breathing thing. What does it mean? It means that it's already pre-recorded, it's there, but from now on, from this masterclass, I'm going to upload throughout the summer additional content to the masterclass, to the Goddess Alchemy. So we already have there the breast massage, I have the yoni egg practice, the yoni steam practice, the linear movement. Now what's coming there, dropping there, I know that some of you already bought the course, so keep an eye there because more content gonna land. I'm gonna add yoni gazing practice. It's a very devotional practice. I'm really doing puja, devotion offering for our yoni, the most sacred spot in our body, and yoni de-armoring. The yoni de-armoring is such a beautiful practice which releases tension in your vaginal canal. It creates sensitivity and connection with your body. So at the beginning, normally we feel a bit pain, then we feel numbness, and then we feel a vast amount of pleasure there. So these practices, this kind of practice is gonna drop in the space, and I'm gonna continue building that course. The price gonna rise. The more practices I put, the price gonna increase accordingly, but when you're gonna buy the course, there's gonna be the price locked. So for a moment during this masterclass, the price is 222 euros, and later the price will multiply when there'll be more practices in it. So now it's really the time to catch it. This is only an invitation, no pressure, only if you feel that this masterclass was already fabulous, I feel like homecoming, I want more, and now is the time to take my body and my life in my hands. Okay, so this is an invitation. Right. What else wanted to be shared? Yeah. So final pieces, and we're gonna close. When we start working with the sensuality, with the pleasure, what we can feel is that trauma can come up. Okay, maybe something happened in the past that you was not safe to explore pleasure, to express pleasure, to feel pleasure. Maybe you, when you were a maiden like myself, when I was 14, I opened my body, opened my temple, opened my psyche for love making, and I was deeply traumatized by my first sexual union. It was very forceful and very lots of psychological pressure. It really created lots of negative stuff in my body. And when we start doing these practices, we remembering the stuff. We might feel not so safe. We might feel that, lots of, like, sometimes we even want to throw up. But you need to remember that this is not the sugar practice. This is the real stuff. The more you will open your heart to feel all of the feels without trying to escape, the more you're going to go from pain or stiffness or tension to numbness, and then to, no, first is numbness, then you start feeling, and then you go to pleasure. Okay, this is the journey, A, B, C. You cannot just jump like that. Okay, and with the sensuality, with the connection to the senses, the more you increase your sensitivity, the faster the journey can happen. Okay, the more you're going to be in your body, not in your mind, the faster the transmission going to happen. And let's say, maybe it will come up. Yeah, so really working with pleasure can help us to release the trauma, because we're sending message to our nervous system that I am not the victim of the story. I was a victim, but now this is the moment when I take control in my hands. So I'm going from victim mentality into empowered woman mentality. This is harrowing journey. I had a menstrual pain. It was traumatizing. That moment I decided enough is enough. Things changing now. And this is who I become. My marriage was crumbling because I was sexually fucked up. I had conversation with my beloved that either we go to a tantra coach, or I don't know how it's gonna end up. Decision was made. Okay, we do that. The things changing now. So the same when with this traumatic things coming up, you take the decision to go into this feminine embodiment, design the pleasure-filled life. And this is the moment when you go from victim to empowered woman. And you know that all this happened for you, not to you, for you to open your heart, to explore the deeper layers of pleasure and satisfaction and orgasmic way of living and being and breathing and feeling than any average girl in the world. This happened for you, to shape you, to strengthen you, to push you to this path, to push you to do the real work. This is what the empowered woman is, not a victim. Everything happens for her growth, not to put her in a victim or make or break her, wherever happen in your life. Okay, I'm sending the link for the course. Goddess Alchemy course is here now in the chat, in the group, so have a look. And I also see that the question landed. What do you recommend to do when you feel this huge ancestral wound of equality between men and women coming up? What is the action to do? Ancestral wound of equality between action to do. Equality of man and woman. I would like you to clarify in what kind of scenario. Equality in the world in general, equality in the workspace, equality in relationships. Because in my world, in tantric world, men and women, they are equally powerful. Definitely, there is the equality in that sense, but it doesn't mean that we are the same. It doesn't mean that we have the same longings and needs and desires. We are different. We are created in different way. For example, the man, again, he's the problem solver. He needs the result. It's all about the final product, right? And we women, as I said, it's all about the pleasure. It's all about the journey. It's all about the sister. It's all about the alchemy. It's all about the emotions. We are not the same. We are different. And what I would do with that, I'm preaching this is the first thing to do, but before preaching this type of equality and by understanding the difference too, what I do, I embody that. This is the best thing you can do. You embody the feminine energy in your life. You hold space for the man to embody his masculine energy in his life if he's open to do that. Then you embody the masculine in your life, and you invite him to embody the feminine in his life, and then you meet in the sacred union. This is the best case scenario, but what works the best in this noisy world where there's lots of blah 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 in the feminist movement and then Me Too movement and all of these things is to shut down the noise and do the work and let the results the glow, the frequency around you, be the testimonial. Be the stuff that really makes people interested. What is the sauce? I want to know what it's all about. I want to know your perception instead of pushing your opinions to different people in your village. You know, I'm from Morocco, no? She's clarifying the situation. It's an unconscious pattern, not showing presence and admiration. Yeah, the man not showing presence and admiration. Again, I don't know the right way, but in my world, I never, ever, ever ask my man to do anything to me. Never. They can be an invitation and a smart, sensual, tricky way. I can make him understand what I want. Just from my eyes and my face, he understands that I like this or I don't like that. But I don't need to say, give me love, buy me this, bring me there, treat me like this. No, because I know that it all starts with my inner masculine. So I am the one who needs to fill my own cup. I am the one who needs to give everything that I desire to give from the man. And if he gives me something, anything, I take it with open hands. And this is the cherry of the cake because I am already full in the relationship. I don't need him to fill me, to complete me, to make me happier, to make me better. I give all this for myself. And I don't forgive because very often we women, we also, what's about me, presents, give me this, give me that. And it's very, very healthy sometimes to come to this question, what I give to him. Sometimes we ask, my mom is a narcissist, she does this, to that. And how are you treating your mom? What you giving to her? Can be painful for ego, but it's very healthy. How you serve your man, how you hold space for him, for his struggles, for his wounds, for his traumas. Are you really there, hugging and listening and meeting him with open heart, even though he's going through extremes and shit hits the fan? Can you be the rock for him sometimes? The safe space to come home and melt into your embrace? The more you're gonna give that to him, I believe 1000% after some time, without asking, he will pour the same back to you. If not, maybe a decision will need to be made. Okay. Okay, my love, I feel that my energy is going low, and I think that this might be the same in your case. So yes, this is what the transmission of today. Again, I would love to ask my love to share one aha moment, if there was any, in the Facebook group. I would love to read. I enjoyed yesterday to read so much your Instagram stories and the post there, because it's not about, make me happy. It's not about me making sure that this work works. It's just simply understanding what kind of waves you are surfing, what kind of feelings came up, so I can better treat you and nourish you with my offers, with my classes, with my courses, because I want to understand my people as much as I can possibly can, so I can serve in my full capacity. So it really, really means a lot. This is the best thank you ever. The Insta story, little screenshot, or sharing aha moment, or both. This really means a lot. This is it, my loves, for today. Once again, a gentle, only invitation. If you feel that this is landing, I want this, I stay in my world for the next 3 months. I want to create a dolce vita kind of life, when the life is really filled with pleasure and feminine embodiment and juices. And I want to nail this magnetism and want to start living the life filled with pleasure. I want to run business with pleasure. I want to do taxes with pleasure. I want to show up in relationship with pleasure. I want to raise my kids with pleasure. Then I am your girl, and I would love to bring you to my one-on-one 3-month container. So in case you're interested, just DM me on Instagram and or email me, and we will explore the ways how we can work together. So this is it for today. I trust that you can take the best decisions today for your growth, for your evolution, whatever decision it is, and enjoy the day. Make sure to slow down, to simplify, to be present, and connect with your senses. And a couple of questions gonna land in the Facebook group in order for you to deepen the work that we're doing today. And tomorrow is the final day, the day 3 of Embodied Femme Masterclass. I'm gonna open the floor for all of your questions. So, and we will do a little bit extra information there too. So, much pleasure, much wealth, and much health. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here today. Your presence and sharings are so powerful. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. It was powerful and eye-opening. Oh, bless you. Thank you again, my love. I want to have you in my life all my life. You have me in your life. I love you so, so much, Marina, and see you in Portugal very soon. Thank you, my loves. I'm saying bye-bye and see you tomorrow.